Okay, so you guys are all familiar with my color wheel. Let me bring it up. This is a color wheel. Oh, crash, bang, boom, off. This is the color wheel for the premium members. I also have a free color wheel. I put a link, and you can follow it, and it will take you to this color scheme selector that I created. If you remember, it's got a full color wheel. You're going to see more of that here in a minute. And then it's got these awesome wheels that you cut out, and you cut the little holes out. I think someone said there's a punch you can get that makes it easier to cut these holes out. So you punch them out, lay them on top of your color wheel, and then you spin it to select the color wheel according to which let me pull it out so you can see, according to which color scheme you want to use. So some of them just teach you about color theory, and then some of them actually get you into color schemes, like this is the analogous color scheme, here's the complementary color scheme, here's the split complementary color scheme, and so on and so forth. And the way it works is you lay it on top of your color wheel, and then you would spin it. And so what I've been doing is I want to get a color wheel set up for each one of my favorite color pencil sets. And right now my two favorite color pencil sets, of course, is my Polychromos and my Prismacolors. And so what I do is I have this color wheel right here, which you guys have seen a lot. It's kind of my color standard that I've been using, and I try to find a color that is going to match with each one of these colors. I use this on my color pencil reviews as well. So you've seen this color wheel a lot. And what I did was I went through all the color pencils, and I looked for a color that would match. So here's my Prismacolor one. Actually, we'll look at the Prismacolor one. I'm almost done filling this one out. As you can see, I've got two holes here that I didn't finish with. I thought we'd do that one together today. So I found colors that would match as close as possible. Now, this is set up a little backwards. I set this up more the way logically for me. My logic is backwards.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know why, but it is. So it's in reverse as to what this is. Isn't that funny? So
thought about it.
I just do it, you know, there really is no right or wrong. So I looked that up to make sure that was true. And it is true. So there is no right or wrong of how you set up your color wheel. So what I did is I looked for a yellow green, a green that would match best out of the Prismacolor Premier set. And then what I wanted, so that when I use my split complementary color scheme and I lay it on top, as you guys know, when I color with my I always like to use a light, medium, and dark for each color, right? I think I say that like a gazillion times in all of my videos, right, Claire?
Yeah.
And so then what I wanted was to set up a chart for all of you. And what it does is it gives you a place to put that yellow color that you pick, and then you get to choose a light and a dark to go with that color. And I'm going to provide for you today Jennifer's Prismacolor Premier Picks. So if you don't want to come up with your own, you can start with mine. Awesome. And then, you know, if you're like, why did Jennifer pick true green for her light green? That's so ugly. You can then change it and choose whatever you want. And I'm going to tell you why I picked what I picked. We're going to go through it, and I'm going to kind of show you the process I went through today, and we're going to see the evolution of how we came to Jennifer's Prismacolor Premier Picks, and we're also going to look at Jennifer's Faber-Castell Polychromo Picks, too, which are also available, and look how pretty that wheel turned out. Cool. And then as I finished these, with the light, medium, and darks, the thought crossed my mind, I wonder what a color wheel would look like all made of the dark tones, or all made of the light tones. And so in a minute I will show you what those wheels look like. Ooh. So I've actually had a lot of fun, and I've learned a whole lot about those two sets of color pencils. So my rules for myself, as I was setting up the tritones, let me tell you what my rules were for Jennifer's picks. I wanted the mid-tone matches to match the color wheel. Now, you can do whatever you want. I'm going to have a blank chart like this. So I'm going to have the polychromo chart, and I'm going to have the Prismacolor chart, and then I'm going to have a blank chart.
Nice.
So if you have like the Crayola set, you can set up your own color wheel with your own tritones.
Cool.
Or if you have the Prismacolor set and you absolutely hate Jennifer's picks, you can set up your own tritones. So it's whatever you want to do. Or let's say you wanted to not make it so that the one that matches the color wheel is the mid-tone. Maybe you want the light tone to match the color wheel, and then you want the medium and dark to build off of there. I mean, there are limitless ways to build a color wheel color scheme. Lots of things you can do. For me, the way I wanted it to work was I wanted the mid-tone to match my color wheel. Okay, so that was the first rule for Jennifer's picks, is that the mid-tone matches the color wheel. Okay, second rule, I didn't want to have any duplicates. So I wanted, when I was done, I wanted to have 36 separate pencils. So I didn't want one pencil to be used in two different places. So I wanted 36 separate pencils in the group.
Wow.
Okay, and that proved to be more difficult than I thought it was going to be. I thought, you know, especially with my Prismacolors, 100 and some odd pencils, I should be able to easily do this, right?
Right.
It was harder than I thought it was going to be. So you'll see that, and I ended up having to get a little creative with some of the darks, but and some of the lights, as you're going to see, but it was actually really good, and I learned a lot. Like, for instance, on the Prismacolor, I learned that this artichoke color really is a dark yellow color. I always thought it was sort of a dark greenish weird color, but no, the more I played with that color, the more I realized it was a dark yellow. So if anything, this helped me learn so much more about Prismacolor colors and Polychromos colors. So fantastic exercise to go through. Okay, so next thing I really, really wanted was I wanted the trios to look good together. So when I did the combo test here, I wanted it to look pretty. You know, like, that seems obvious, but it really isn't that obvious. Like, if you pick a light yellow and a dark yellow, or a light green and a dark green, you think, oh, those are really pretty light greens and dark greens. And then you try putting them together, and ew, they would look nasty together. And I'm going to show you that right now. Okay, so what I did was I started out with my best guess. Right here. Started out with my best guess of what I had, and then we ended up ordering more pencils because it wasn't working right. I knew that, for instance, the green, let me pull up my color standard. By the way, you can pick these up for just a couple bucks at Hobby Lobby, especially if you use your coupon. Yes, we love coupons. Yeah. Okay, so when I started this little chart out with what I had of my polychromos, I realized right away that the red violet they provided me with, can you see how far off that red violet is to the red violet on my color standard? Was way off. And so I ran into lots of problems like that, and so I knew right away I needed to order some more pencils. And so when you buy your pencil sets, from a lot of them, they come with a little color sample chart. Yeah, that's what it is. Or you can usually go online, and they have sample charts online. And so from there, I ordered individual pencils from, I think I got the individual pencils of these from dickblick.com. And then I was able to start building better sets once they arrived. And so this was the very first color wheel I got with that really strange red violet in there. So once those arrived, then I started building these little spheres. I swatched them all out into little swatches. See the tiny cute little swatches? And then I started building spheres. And this is where you can see how some things went together odd and some things went together really pretty. See, odd. That's not the right light color. And then you get into, oh, this is working better. And so over and over, I put these little combos together, and I would put them underneath. This is the other trick. You've got to use the right light. If you're using like a weird yellow light and it's the middle of the night, by the next morning when you come down and you think you've got your colors just right, and you open up your windows and you look at your colors and you go, what was I thinking? These are all wrong. So make sure you're using either daylight or you've got a daylight bulb. You can buy daylight bulbs at Walmart or any store that sells light bulbs. They're called daylight bulbs, and you just switch them out for your regular old yucky light bulbs. So you don't have to go and buy the fancy opt lights and all that. Just go buy a daylight bulb. Stick them in your lamp that you color with, and you're good to go. And you just look at all your colors under that, and you'll make sure that you get the right combinations. So I went through and I tried them all out, and see some of them just look wrong. You can't blend the colors together just right. One yellow's a little too green, one's a little too red, and you just start working until the trio looks good together. So that was the next criteria, is the trio had to look good together. Okay, and then the last thing, sometimes I would finish a trio and then I would look at the trio next to it and it didn't make sense as a pair. Like this green would be almost too close to this blue-green. So I had chosen a green that was too blue-green, and I needed to go to a more green place. Does that make sense? So it needed to make a flowing sense. So when you laid them all out on the color wheel, it would make sense. Let me bring up the polychroma wheel. So you look at it and go, yes, that is a color wheel. You didn't look at it and go, whoa, these all look like the same color over here.
Right.
Okay, so those were all the criteria. And then I had to keep reminding myself at the end, color is subjective. The way I see color is different than the way my niece Claire sees color. And that's different than the way my sister Nancy sees color. And my husband and I discovered we see color extremely different. And he had a very different opinion. So I would say, what do you think of this combo? I think I got it. Ew, that's not right, he'd say, and I'd be like, what? I've been working on this for over an hour. What do you mean it's not right? And then we would look at it together, and I would, he's right. It's not quite right. And I've been staring at it too long, and I'd have to take a break and look at it later. So it was really quite a hard journey, and I learned a lot about color doing this. So if for anything, I recommend doing this if you feel like you don't understand color. This was a really good exercise to do, to just understand color. All right, so this is the final set of, well, for now final, because I might change them. There are a few things that I'm still not sold on with the polychromos as far as the colors I have. So I may be ordering some more, darn it. I may have to place an order soon. And let me show you what it is that I have a question, and you guys can tell me what you think. So here's my wheel that I'm done with, and I'm going to show you all the colors here. This is how it turned out. I'm going to pan across them really slowly for those of you who are polychromo friends. I'm going to pan across them really slowly. So the yellow is, I didn't write the names down, and when I download the official worksheet, it will have the name and the number of every single color. So you'll be able to download Jennifer's Faber-Castell Polychromo Picks, and it will have everything you need. there, so you won't have to remember this. Now this will be for my premium members, and remember it's just $5 to become a premium member. $5 gets you over 300 coloring pages, and it's for a whole month access to all that. Plus you get all my worksheets, which is the color wheels. You get this worksheet, you get a whole bunch of other worksheets, plus you're supporting me and all these tutorials. And I think I finished my spiel, so if you want to support me, that is fantastic. If you want to just be a free member, I love my free members too, and you can push pause right now later when you come back to rewatch this and write down all these numbers and get the same information, but you won't be able to download the worksheet. So that's my spiel. So I think I said that fast enough. Okay, so here's the color numbers. I'm just going to pan them slowly, so if you are a free member and you want to write down the numbers, you can. So I'm going to pan them really slowly, and then I'll show you the problem I'm having. And maybe if you have the full set, you'll be able to solve my problem. Okay, that's the red line, and here's the yellow-orange line. I think I panned that slow enough. So you guys can pause that later and write all those numbers down. Okay, so to show you my problem, I'm going to show you now, reveal now, the color wheels of, here's the medium tone color wheel, which we've already seen in the big version. This is the medium tone color wheel. Now let me show you the dark tone color wheel. It's so pretty. Look how pretty that dark tone coloring wheel is.
That's really pretty.
Isn't that pretty? I'm like,
fall.
I know, and don't you just want to color with just those?
Yeah.
So this shows me, I think I built a really pretty dark tone set. Really pretty. It goes really well. It looks like a color wheel, and they all go really well together. It kind of fits all those rules I set up, right?
Right.
So pretty. These look good together. Now when we go to the light tones, you're going to see there was a problem. Okay, most of them look really pretty. But over here there was a little problem. Can you see? These all don't look quite right. Over here I think it worked really pretty. If you cover the yellows, see how pretty? So pretty. But over here it doesn't quite make sense, does it? Something's off. Yellow, that doesn't say yellow-orange to me. Does it say yellow-orange to you?
No.
That doesn't say orange to me. And that doesn't say red-orange to me. So there's something off with my color selections in the yellow land. So either I didn't purchase the correct yellow colors, or Polychromos doesn't have a really great selection of yellows in the light range. I don't know yet. I ran out of time. It was about 3:30 in the morning last night, and I said, I think I better stop. So I finished this light tone wheel, and I said, oh, there's something went astray there. So this was so cool to me when I finished this, and I said, well, that shows me, because I know I struggled. When you look at my, over here, look at how many circles I had to do to try to find the right answer here. Way more than I had to in all of these. Some of these I only did 2, and I was happy with the combination. And anything with yellow, look how many circles I had to do to find the right combination. So obviously I was struggling with yellows. So either I didn't purchase the right ones, or Polychromos needs to make more yellows. I need to find out. So maybe someone with the full yellow set can do a little testing on their own and let us know. They can comment below. So that is the awesome result of the Faber-Castell Polychromos. I love the Polychromos. They were so much fun to play with. So this is the Prismacolor set. I'm actually really happy with how things are turning out with the Prismacolor. Okay, those are my picks. So we're going to color these up real quick and see how they look. This is how the color wheel is looking so far. Pretty, pretty, pretty. I'll let you see compared to... I always like to compare because we always have the battle of the color pencils.
Dun dun dun.
That's right, Claire. That was perfect. So, which one do you like the look of best? Ooh, I don't know. They're both gorgeous. Okay, let's color these up here. And I'm not going to show you the light and the dark color wheel yet. We're going to save that till the last. Yeah.
Did it turn out better, or you're not going to?
It's turning out better. Of course, we haven't done the dreaded orange and yellow orange on there yet, so. Now, if you're coloring with your Prismacolors and you're burnishing, you'll get this little problem. See the little flakes that come off? You guys ever have that problem?
Yeah.
I'll show you if you brush it off with your hand. If you're like me, your hand gets warm, and if you brush it off, it'll make streaks. So I went to the store, Walmart, and I found the cheapest, happened to be Wet n Wild, makeup brush I could find. Now, makeup brushes are made on purpose so that they move things around really easy. And so if you buy a makeup brush, it flips it off without making any streaks.
Very nice.
And it's pretty and soft. I think this was like $1 or something for this cheapo brush. I didn't do Jennifer's rule of thirds on the combo test because I wanted to see how they blended without layering. Jennifer's rule of thirds is lots of layers. And I know if I layer them, I can get almost any colors to blend pretty. Jennifer's rule of thirds will bring almost any color together.
Yeah.
But here I wanted to see on their own, will they layer? Because not all colors will layer just on their own. And that was kind of one of the rules. Will they come together on their own? So this is how I chose to do it. I lay the dark down, the light down, and then I lightly come into the middle with my mid-tone like that to start bringing them together. And then I start applying a little more pressure right in the middle to bring in the, to start squashing down the tooth of the paper and get a nice deep tone there. Okay, those come together so pretty. I love that combo. Okay, then we go to the big wheel with my medium tone, because this is, remember, that was part of the rule. The medium tone goes to the big wheel. Double check that you've got the right color, which we do. And the way I've been coloring my wheel is a gradient as well, with just a little bit of the light texture in the middle, because I like to see again what the full spectrum of that pencil is. And then these will all go into sheet protectors into a binder. And then when I sit down to do a project, I can pull out my color selector and lay it on there and select my colors, and away I'll go.
Cool.
And then I can say, oh, look, I want blue, violet, and yellow. And here it'll tell me, okay, I need those 3 colors and those 3 colors, and just go pull them all out of my pencil case. I'm so excited. Okay, we're going to finish up yellow orange here, and then we can reveal the 3 color wheels and color those up. Okay, so the first one on here is this Jasmine 1012, and we'll just hurry and color these in. Okay, let's see, 917. Okay, let's color in this last spot and then we will reveal the 3 color wheels, light, medium, and dark tone color wheels. There is the finished official Jennifer's pick of the Prismacolor Premier color wheel.
Beautiful.
And here's the finished, what it'll look like when you color it at home too, of the Jennifer's Prismacolor Premier Picks color wheel tritone sets. There's the medium one that we just saw in small version. We're going to finish filling that in. And here's the dark tone so far. Isn't it pretty? So pretty. Oh, Nancy can't see.
Ooh.
Isn't it pretty?
A different I
Feel
don't know,
to it.
different feel even from the other ones.
Yeah,
It's
we're
still
going to
so
compare
pretty.
here in a second.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to compare. And then here's the lights. Isn't it turning out pretty?
Wow.
Very pretty. Doesn't it make you want to color like Easter things?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so much fun. Okay, let's fill them in real quick. Okay, those are
Beautiful.
all done. Okay, let's compare now. Okay, there's the, look how similar.
Wow.
Dark tones here in polychromos and Prismacolors. Very similar.
Wow, there.
Wow.
Little differences here. This is a little deeper.
Yeah.
And then in the light tones. Polychromos, we did better here in the red orange. And both of them had issues in the yellow land. Yellow land. I am really excited for you guys to get your hands on these worksheets. Look for release of the mini tritone color wheels, and we'll release the Jennifer's picks of the Prismacolors and the Polychromos and a blank sheet for you to use with whatever sets you've got. So thanks everybody, bye-bye!
Bye.